going to show you the 3 best gambits to increase your elo, and no, it's not the Fool's Mate or the Scholar's Mate. These are well thought out gambits. These gambits work like a charm from the 0 to the 1500 elo range, and the third gambit I'm going to show you is what I use to get from 300 elo to 1000 elo in under 30 days. For the first gambit, it's one of my favorites and it works against everybody. I can't explain to you how many times people have fallen for this, and it's the Scotch Gambit. Here's the moves it starts with. It's going to start with our king pawns, and we're going to develop our knight, and he'll do the exact same. Now we start the gambit. He's going to accept it, and it looks like we just won a free pawn. That's not the plan here. We're going to actually go knight g5. A lot of players get really scared by this move, and what they do is they bring out their pawn. Try to kick him away. It makes him uncomfortable. So we're going to take his pawn, sacrificing our knight, and he's going to take back. Now, in this position, we're going to go check him with our bishop. A lot of players, they don't go here. They think it's too scary to go here. It's too scary to go to any of these 3 spots. What they're going to do is they're going to go back into their hole. If they go back into their hole, they've lost the game. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go queen to h5, check. Then they're going to have to come up here. Is the only move, only legal move. We're going to go check them again, right? Now, what they're going to do is they're going to come here. It's their only legal move. Now, instead of coming here with your queen, this is what you're going to do. You're going to check them with your pawn. Now, they're going to take with their knight, and then you're going to bring down your queen, and then your king has only one spot to go, and this is their only legal move, and it's going back. And then this is checkmate, because look, all these spots are taken, and that's checkmate. Let's go back. Let's go back to this position where we check him with our pawn. And he doesn't have to take with the knight, right? Let's say he goes and takes with his king. What we're going to do is we're going to go f4. And that's checkmate. Why? You're blocking off all these squares. Right here's blocked off. Right here's blocked off. That's checkmate. They have nothing to do and you win. Let's go back again. And whenever we check him with our pawn, he goes here instead. We're going to go queen to d5. And then he's going to have to move his king. If he goes to b6, checkmate. If he goes to b4, also checkmate. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? You have these. It's just trapped. Now the Scotch Gambit is really good. And a lot of people have not been talking about the Scotch Gambit. And I think it's one of the best gambits because it's really easy to fall into the trap because you don't see it coming. And the fatal mistake comes whenever they go back into their hole. And a lot of players play this move because it seems natural because you want to protect your king. But in reality, that's the trap and they'll lose. So let's go on into our next gambit. Our second gambit, it's a classic, it's amazing, and it will dominate any low elo player, probably in the 0 to 1000 elo range. And it's called the Blackburne Shilling Gambit. The nickname is BS Gambit. I like to say the Big Succulent Gambit. Depends on which one. I think the Big Succulent, probably a better name. So let's get into this. This is the moves it starts with. It starts with our king pawns. And you can see that we're the black pieces, different from last gambit. And he's going to develop his knight, we'll develop our knight. Okay, and he's going to develop his bishop. And what he sees is attacking here and being able to fork. Because that's what a lot of low elo players do, is they try to go for this cheeky little fork. But we're going to allow it because that's the gambit. And so he's going to take. We're going to come here. He's going to take. We're going to take up here. If he's a new player, so he might not see this. So we might just go for the free rook. But this is checkmate. Look at that. Checkmate right here. Checkmate. So what's going to happen is if he's going to try to protect this rook, slide him back. It's the only way. Now what we do, check. What he can do is let us take his queen for free. That's his only way, even being able to stop this. Right? If he doesn't do that, this is a new player, They might not see this coming. They might not even know this rule. He's going to slide back. This is smothered mate. The bishop can't take our knight because he's pinned by our queen. And so we're putting him in checkmate. And this is called a smothered mate. And that's the Blackburne Shilling Gambit, or like I like to call it, the big Succulent Gambit. It's a great gambit, and you should play against your friends, or if you're in the 0 to 1000 elo range. Alright, now let's go into my favorite gambit. It's the third gambit, and I got from 300 elo to way over 1000 elo in under 30 days. And I didn't know how to play chess at all. Let's get into it. In my humble opinion, I believe this is the best gambit. It's the gambit that I created. I think I created, at least. Some people like to call it the French defense. I call it the Chungus Gambit. I made a video. People call it the French defense. I know what the French defense is, but this is the Chungus Gambit. The Chungus Gambit, even if they don't fall for the Chungus Gambit, you're in a very great position. And this is how I got from 300 elo to way over 1000 elo in under 30 days. And I didn't know how to play chess at all. Not at all. So this will forever be one of my favorite gambits, the Chungus Gambit. Let's get into this. So here's the moves it starts with. It's going to start with their king pawn, and we go pawn e6. And usually you go 2 pawns up, but not with this. Not with the Chungus Gambit. He's going to take control of the middle, and we're going to go pawn d5. He's going to accept this. It's a 2-part gambit. He accepts the first part of the gambit. It's called the Chun. Now we take back. Now he's going to develop his knight. It's an obvious move. They always play it. Now we're going to offer the second part gambit. And this is the Gus. And after this, they accepted the full Chungus Gambit. We take back. Okay? He thinks it's reasonable to take our pawn with his knight, right? Because he thinks, oh, it's protected. Well, we're going to develop here. A lot of new players like to trade off. This is just one part of the gambit. A lot of new players like to trade off. And that's fine. That's fine. He's putting us in check. So we're going to have to take back. So what we're going to do is we're going to take his knight. Now, I don't care what these players do, right? They could go here, develop, and try to go castle. They could go like develop here or do whatever. If they develop anywhere that's not protecting this square, that is checkmate. Let's say he doesn't accept the gambit, right? We're going to go, he's going to develop his knight, he's go here. Let's just say he takes this. It's just all over again. It's the Chungus Gambit. Let's just say he doesn't accept it at all. What I need you to remember with the Chungus Gambit, what you're trying to do is have more pawns in the middle than he does. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take, oh, he's going to develop. You're going to take here, and he's like, oh no. He usually takes with his queen. If not, take with his horse. I'm trying to show you is when he takes, you're going to have more pawns in the middle. And that's all that really matters, is having more pawns in the middle. Why? It creates a headache for your opponent. And you're going to have 1 pawn in the middle, or 2 pawns in the middle, and you'll be able to go and march down towards the end of the game, or during the middle of the game, and create a lot of pressure. Because you're going to promote to a queen. He's going to be done for, because you know the Chungus Gambit. And that's all I want to show you, is the Chungus Gambit. It's what I used from going from 300 elo to way above 1000 elo in under 30 days. Now those, in my opinion, were the 3 best chess gambits that anyone can play, especially if you're in the 0 to 1500 elo range. If you liked the video, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you're trying to get better at chess, then go check out my chess newsletter in the description. It gives away free chess puzzles every week, along with information about chess and how to get better to increase your elo. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.